Hi everybody, this is Jared from Cardboard of the Rings podcast, bringing you another playthrough with another viewer deck. Some of you may have already seen this deck. It was a deck put up on Card Game DB by Jeff Sirprim Nodelkoff. Hopefully I got your last name right there, Sebastian. His real name being Sebastian. This is the Gloin engine deck. I did make two very minor changes to it. I dropped the two Snowborn Scouts out, one because there was 51 cards in the deck, and the other I replaced with another Song of Battle because there's only one in the deck, and even though there's some Rivendell minstrels in this deck, I did find it hard to get in one or two playthroughs, so having an extra copy in there can't hurt. And the other card I swapped out was Boots of Erebor for a Hardy Leadership. I know that this card costs 2, whereas Boots of Erebor costs nothing, but it gives the hit point to all dwarf characters, which is pretty cool, particularly in this deck, because what I've found is that Biffa with 3 hit points and Bilbo with 2 are pretty weak, and there was an instance in a few games where, because of the amount of hit points already on Gloin, I needed to take an undefended attack or let some damage from an undefended attack go through to one of these two guys. And at 3 and 2, that really doesn't leave you a lot. If you get a bad shadow card draw and take 3 damage, then either one of them's going to, when in an undefended attack, will die. So it's not good. So the extra hit point on Biffa, while not being huge, does give you a little bit more of a buffer that you can then use to dump an undefended attack on if you have to. Obviously not ideal, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. So that's why I made that change. So 2 very minor changes. Other than that, the deck is the same, plays the same pretty much. Really didn't change the mechanics at all of how it works by dropping the 2 Snowborn Scouts. I just added a card in that does the same thing and a card that almost does exactly the same thing, so it doesn't really change the feel of the deck. Anyway, we'll get underway. The particular quest that I chose to play against for this one is Watcher in the Water. I've already removed Doors of Durin and the Watcher and put them aside out of play. We have quest part 1B here, so before I do that, I'll just draw my opening hand. Okay, well, I've got the crucial thing I need, which is that. I got some healing there, which isn't a bad thing either, so I might hang on to this. I get 2 cards from Bilbo anyway at the beginning of the turn, so not too bad, because I do have 2 crucial elements of the deck, one being my Song of Battle, which will allow me to play the Citadel plates, etc., and the other one being some healing. I'll hang on to it for now. Anyway, so we'll do the rest of the setup, which is when revealed, reveal cards from the encounter deck and add them to the staging area until there is at least X threat in the staging area. X is twice the number of players in the game. Only me, obviously, so that will be 2 threat. I've already shuffled these, so we'll reveal. And sure enough, it's a tentacle. What else would you expect out of this deck? And it's 2 threats, so I don't have to reveal anymore. Watcher in the Water potentially could be okay with this deck, although the sheer escalation you can get with tentacles sometimes may even overwhelm a deck that's designed to allow attacks to go through. But what it does give me is some options with regards to, needing to attack these tentacles or when they attack me. Things like undefended attacks going through, or when you attack the tentacle, deal damage from the attack to one of your characters. That can actually work in my favor, allow me to attack the tentacle and then put the damage onto Gloin. So some of those tentacle effects can actually maybe potentially help out with this deck, but a lot can happen in a game, so we shall see. Anyway, setup's ready and we'll start the turn. So first of all, everybody gets a resource. I draw 2 cards at the beginning of turn, and lo and behold, we get Rivendell Minstrel and both the songs, so I really don't need her ability, but the 2 willpower could come in handy later. And we're looking pretty sturdy. So I'll play, might as well do it because I've got the resources now. I'll play Song of Battle for 1. And now that I have that, we'll put Song of Mocking. And we're pretty much good to go. Nothing else I can really play at this point in time, so we'll let it go. Do something a little bit risky. Oh, sorry, my starting threat was 25, so I'm going to quest with these 2 for 4. Reveal a card. Okay, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile of 1 copy of Mountain Warg and add it to the staging area. If able, shuffle the encounter deck. Oh joy. So there's 1. And we'll look at all and look for a Mountain Warg. Wherefore art thou, Mountain Warg? There we go. Add him to the staging area. Reshuffle everything else. As you can see what I mean by escalation, this may even overwhelm this deck pretty quick. Okay. So we've let that go. Alright, so I have a total of 4 versus 2, 3, 4, 5. So my threat's going to go up by 1. Travel. I'll travel to here. Get that out of the staging area. Engagement. This tentacle is going to engage me. Has a force effect when Thrashing Tentacle is attacked, which I'm not really about to do, so it's not going to do too much. It has an attack of 3. That's where it gets risky. I'm going to defend with Bilbo. Shadow card. Okay, no shadow effect, so it's going to do 3 damage. I'll use, so that's actually only going to be 1 because it's going to filter by 1. I'll use Song of Mocking to take any damage that goes to Bilbo. So we'll add 1 damage here, add 1 resource. We're not going to do anything else. We're ready. Increase our threat by 1. And at the beginning of the turn, give everybody a resource. Draw 2 cards again. Okay, I'm going to play that straight away to draw 2 more. Interesting. Discard that, and I'm going to get rid of the Gandalf, so I don't think I'm going to be playing 2 of them too quickly. And we're looking okay. I'm going to put her out for 3. And not much else I can do. I can always put him out if need be. Just let me have a look at something before I do it. So that's another hero. I'll put him out just in case. And for 2, and we're good to go. Okay, then for questing, we will commit these 2 again and reveal a card. Okay, when revealed, the first player must discard 3 resources from each hero he controls. Ha! Don't have any. Excellent. Love it. Okay, so still got 2 threat versus 2. Therefore, 2 goes on here. And engagement, he still doesn't engage. He's engaged. He's going to attack for 3. I'm going to block with Bilbo again. He'll attack. Shadow card. I'll just let it reveal straight away. Nothing. So 3. So that's 1 damage would normally go through. I'll exhaust Song of Mocking. Oops. Wrong button. Adding 1 damage, 1 resource. I'll exhaust her to heal 2. And we're back to where we were. Attacking. Yeah, why not? I'm going to exhaust him. Reveal the card. It's not a... it does have a shadow effect, but it's not tentacle, so the damage goes onto a character I control. So I'll discard that. The 1 damage I'll put onto him. And I'll give him another resource. And everything's looking pretty good there. Ready. Threat goes up by 1. Draw 2. Then everybody gets a resource. Okay. Some choices now. Right. I might do Biffa's action, so remove 1 from him, give 1 to him. Then I'm going to pay my 3 to put out Daughter of Nimrodel again. And that leaves me with 2, which I can't really use at this stage, so... Well, I could, I suppose, if I wanted to play Brandon's favourite card, Parting Gifts. I could pay those to move those 2 across, but I'll hang on to them because if I take a few damage this turn, I might need it for a Citadel plate or something like that. Anyway, questing. I'll quest again for 2, 4. Reveal a card. Doomed 5. Well, that sucks. So up we go to 33. That goes. Questing wise, it's 2 versus my 4. So another 2 will go on. 1 there. And then 1 there. That's discarded, but it has a response. After Wild Glare leaves players an explored location, each player draws a card. So that goes. I draw a card. Right. Engagement. Now he will engage me. And then we're looking interesting. All right. Obviously I can't take 4 damage on him, he'd die, but we'll see how this goes. So anyway, shadow cards. Oops. Damn. Was I meant to... little faux pas there, held the wrong key and it flipped over. I'm not going to be able to take either of these completely undefended, so... Best thing I can do is put some damage on that tentacle, so I'm going to defend with him. Reveal. No shadow effect, that goes. Still 3 damage. Sorry, he gets 1 damage straight away from his ability. Still 3 attack versus 1 defense, so 2 go through. He dies. And then Bilbo's going to defend the other. And we'll reveal nothing, so it's 4 versus his 2 defense. 2 damage are going to go through. I'm going to use Song of Mocking. Take those 2 onto Gloin and give him 2 resources. And then exhaust her to heal 2. Exhaust her to heal 1 more. Okay. Everything seems to be going along. Nothing else I can do. Threat goes up 1. Everybody readies. I'll draw my 2 cards. Excellent. Some more healing. And finally, something I needed. Resources. Everybody gets a resource. And we're looking pretty good. Okay. I'm then going to... Got a few choices at the moment. Okay, as silly as this seems, I'm going to use... No, before I do that, I'm going to use Biffa's ability. Action, take 1, gain 1. And I'll take... Let's see. I'll take 1 off of him. And I'm actually going to play that on him. And I've played this a few times now. It works quite well because I really don't quest with him. I use him to defend. And with only 1 willpower, it really doesn't make that much difference. So by dropping him to 0, not really a problem. Obviously, can be. If we were playing with Caradhras, you definitely wouldn't want to be playing with this card. But hey, we're not playing that particular quest, so that's fine. Down it goes. And then, why not put him out for 2. We're looking okay. Then I might play this card to move 3. To there. And I'm going to play her. And I'm going to use her ability to get a song out of here, mainly just to thin it out of the deck. And where are you? Jeez, there's my plates down the bottom. Good chance to shuffle the deck, considering that my Citadel plates are all at the bottom. It's probably a good thing. Where's my other song? There it is. Songs, I'll take that to hand. Whew. Good thing I got to shuffle. And then we're looking pretty good. Lots and lots of healing, which gives me the options of taking some more undefended attacks. Not from him though. Anyway, we'll get on to questing. So questing, 2, 4, throw her in. Yeah, that's probably okay for now, considering I don't actually have anything in the staging area, so 6 isn't bad. I'll reveal a card. Okay. Black Uruks. When revealed, the first player must choose and discard an attachment from a questing character if able. That makes things easier, particularly since I just got that. So I must get rid of one. So Song of Battle, Au revoir. That was lucky. Not too much of an issue because I do have the 2 Erebor Hammersmiths. So I can return that attachment to my hand anyway. But I got my backup in my hand now, so not too shabby. And so Black Oryx comes into play. That when revealed effect comes into effect. And oh bugger. No, that's right. Engagement. I'm going to try and thin this down a bit. So having this around is pretty good because I can filter through damage. Having the Black Oryx and this guy, particularly with 4, is a little bit more concerning. Although having him there with 4 going through on this is not such a bad thing, because it gives me 2, maybe 3 overflow damage. So we'll see how that goes. But it is a bit high. If I do get anything that pumps stuff up by a few, 2 or 3, then that could get potentially quite dangerous. So I need to be careful about him. Anyway, engagement. So questing. So 2 threat versus my 6 willpower. 4 go through. And then engagement. He now engages me. 32. Okay, combat. I'm going to pay 1. Oops, sorry, I should have taken them off when I played my minstrel. Never mind. Anyway, 1. And I'm going to sneak attack in everyone's favourite, Gandalf. And well, he's more manageable. He's not. I'm going to nuke the Mountain Warg. Did he have a shadow card with no effect? I think he did. So he should have gone back. So he should have been in the staging area. So we're in 2, 4. So that's 2 off. My mistake. Man, I've got to keep an eye on that. Those bloody wargs catch me every time. So anyway, I'll reduce that by 2 because he would have still been in there. Then he would have engaged. So it would have been 4 total threat, not 2. Anywho, so he engages, Gandalf nukes him, and then shadow cards. Actually, I probably should have been shadow cards first. So 1 at the beginning of the combat phase. 2, I'll put, that was the shadow card for the wargs, because it makes a difference for discard, and that was would get discarded as well when I nuked him. Alright, I'm going to use this now, the Dark Knowledge, to look at one shadow card that was dealt to an enemy attacking me. They're both 3, so nothing in particular. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll look at this one. Tentacle doesn't do anything. Okay, so now that's 3 damage coming through undefended, so I can let that go. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to let that attack come through undefended, so it's 3 attack, nothing from the shadow effect, 3 damage. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 resources. I'll then exhaust her and him to heal 3. And he's all good. Then I'll use, let's see, Bilbo again. As my defender, we'll reveal the shadow card, nothing. So 3 versus 2 defense, 1 damage comes through. So 1 damage, 1 resource. We'll then exhaust her to heal him. And just so I can get rid of him if I need to, I'm going to attack with Gandalf. So 3 defense, and I'll put 1 damage on him, which means, as you know, with only 1 hit point, I can then use something like a Gondorian Spearman or something, throw them in as a blocker, and it'll kill him straight away. if I needed to, once I get a Gondorian Spearman again. End of the phase, he comes back to hand. Nothing else to do. Everything readies. Threat goes up 1. I'll draw my 2 cards. That's pretty handy. This card actually works quite well in this deck, Healing Herbs, but we'll look into that later. Resources, 1, 1, 1. I'll then play Healing Herbs for free. I'll then play Song of Battle for 1. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take it from there. And I'm going to hang on to these guys, I think. I have a feint if I need it. I can actually afford to play these, which is a really strange feeling. And we're looking okay with the rest. There's nothing in here, so I can keep questing. So quest phase. Again, we'll commit 1, 2, 3. Reveal the quest card. Okay, Stagnant Creek. When revealed, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If the discarded card is a tentacle enemy, add that card to the staging area and raise each player's threat by 5. That's rather uncool. And it's not, thankfully. So that's 3 versus my 6, gives me 3. Okay, that stays in the staging area. Travel. I'll travel over here now, get that out of there. And then we're good to go for shadow cards. Alright, so shadow. Shadow 1 and 2. I'll exhaust Dark Knowledge again. Again, they're both pretty much the same, but the tentacles concern me more, so I'll have a look at that one. Its tentacle does nothing. I know I can let that go through undefended, so I'll do exactly that. I'm going to let it go through undefended. That goes. So 3 damage. I'll put it all on him. He then gets he was 4, wasn't he? So 1 more. And then I'm going to exhaust her and him to heal him completely. Again, I'm going to use good old Bilbo here as a buffer. Exhaust him, reveal. Remove 1 progress token from the current quest. Oh bugger. Not really a major thing. And then, so it's 3 versus his 2 defense. 1 more damage goes on him. So 1 damage, 1 resource. Exhaust. Heal. And we're looking good. I really wish there was some threat reduction in here. If a couple of those Dune 5s come off, I'm dead. 36. And F5. Right, everyone gets a resource. I'll draw 2 cards. That's pretty handy. And I'm going to use his ability, so 1 down, 1 up. I need some willpower, so 3 there. I like the Dark Knowledge, so being able to look at another, because it's not unique. I can put 2 on, so you can't go below 0 willpower, so why not? So 2 Dark Knowledges, and which means I'll be able to tell what both these 2 are doing. And just in case I really need to cancel one, I'll play her for 3. just in case I need to cancel one of those shadow effects. And we're looking pretty good there. Still got my feint up my sleeve if I really need it. Probably come in handy with this chap to allow me to drag him into the staging area. I really need a Citadel plate. Once I get a Citadel plate, I'll be able to take attacks from him and suck them up on him and then be able to heal most of that damage off with these guys. Certainly be able to drop one of these to heal. Anyway, that's what I'm saving these chaps for, is to get this healing herbs back if need be. Anyway, enough said. So I've still got 2. I'll hang on to them. That covers the cost of one of them next turn, and if need be, I could have done a second. Okay. Alright, everything's looking pretty good. So, questing 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Reveal a card. Okay, force after you travel to makeshift passage, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest card bypassing the active location. Interesting. 1 threat versus my 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 8 go through. So 3 on here. And that goes. And then 5 on here. Leaving me another 3 to get travel. I don't need to travel at the moment, so I'm going to leave that there. It's only 1 threat. I can get past all of that, so I'm going to let it go. So shadow cards. 1. Stupid thing. 1. And I'm just going to let this one reveal 2, because I would have exhausted these 2 to look at them. And so I know that he's going to be 3. He's going to be 3 as well, so they can't do anything. So I'll let it go through undefended. And so he gets 3 damage, 3 resources, and then I'm going to heal for 2. And for 1. And then I'll let this other, so that one's done. And this other attack will come through undefended, so 3 attack. So another 3 damage. Another 3 resources. And that one's done. I'll exhaust her then to heal 2. Leaving him with 1. And that's it at the moment. I haven't needed to use this yet. So, threat goes up 1. Everybody readies. Some more willpower would still be nice. And draw finally 2. Even better. Everybody gets a resource. Play that for nothing, draw 2 cards. Okay, they're handy. He's handy. Warden of Healing, wow. That's pretty cool. Now I can play most of this stuff. Now that I've got that, I think I might get rid of, well, that I need. I'll get rid of one of the hammersmiths. That goes. Okay, then the plate obviously goes on here for 4. So down 4. Okay. Play another Warden of Healing for 2. Whoops. Stupid. And, well, I might save Gandalf for the big push later on. I will put him out, so if I need to throw in a blocker, I can chuck him under him and kill him. Still leaves me plenty. So we're good to go. Alright, questing. So it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And reveal a card. Travel, the first player must exhaust 2 characters to travel here. Not really fussed about that. It's 3 versus my 9, that gives me 6. I don't really need to travel to either of those, so it gives me 6, so in we go. Trying to find the right button. 6, so it's 16, only need 13, so it's done. Reveal the next quest phase. Okay, when revealed, add the watcher to the staging area. Doors of Durin becomes the active location, moving the previous active location to the staging area. Shuffle all tentacle cards in the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. It's going to be painful. So, he enters the staging area. Becomes the active location. Okay, so this is going to be painful because I can't actually optionally engage him while that is there. Which means I have to discard a character. Which means I really need to nuke him next turn with him. Anyway. Alright, so tentacles. Go back into the shuffle back in. Glad those Dune 5s are in there. And a couple of those black Urks. This appears Brandon has commented on our Facebook page. And another tentacle. Alright, so rest of them back in the discard. Time to shuffle a bit. And right, we're looking reasonably good. Okay. So that's the active location. I'll just move it over this side so that we know it's the active location. Alright. So, looking alright there. Engagement. I don't have 48 threat yet, so he's not going to engage me. There's a tentacle in place, so I can't optionally engage. So it's just these two. So we'll do shadow cards. This time I'll hold the right button down. And then using 1, 2 dark knowledges, I will look at them both. That's pretty annoying, but not really critical. So I'm not going to sacrifice my Dunedain Watcher for that one. But what it does mean is they're both 3s, so I can let them go through. So I'll let the first one come through and do 3 damage. And, so the shadow effect kicks off first, so well, basically nullifies that. So 1, 2, 3 come off there, 3, 3. So that nullified it. Bummer. And then I'll let the other one go through for 3. So he's got a citadel plate, so he's a total of 8. So he'll take another 3. And this time I will get 3 resources. So he's back up to 7. I'll then heal him for 2, 4, 5, 6. Actually, yeah. Why not? I'll heal him for 6. And that should just about do it. Attacking. Well, why not? I'll attack for 1, 2. Against the tentacle. Reveal. Ah, it's not a tentacle. There we go. That worked out okay. So he'll take 2 damage. And die, which is good for me because I want to engage this sucker. But because I didn't, if the Watcher is in the staging area at the end of the combat phase, which he is, each player must deal 3 damage to one character he controls. Well, shucks. I think I'll give it to him. Gotta love that. 1, 2, 3. He will then get 1, 2, 3 resources. This quest really does suit him, doesn't it? And I'm then going to... He's already exhausted, so I can't really do anything. Well, no. Okay, ready phase. Everybody readies. I will then discard healing herbs, exhausting him to heal him completely. Okay. Beginning of my turn. Sorry, threat goes up by 1. Sorry. Beginning of my turn, I'll draw my 2 cards. There's the card I need. Should, all things being equal, get me through this quest, maybe. Anyway, 0. Draw 2 cards. So I'm playing another Dwarrowdelf's Runes, my favourite card, to draw 2. Okay, and I can discard 1. Really don't need that one because I already have one, so that can go. I will play another healing herbs on. Unfortunately, it has to go onto a law hero, but anyway, I'll put it on him. And we're looking okay. It's beginning of... beginning of the turn. I should give them all a resource. I'm going to use Biffa's ability to poach 1 across. Yeah, we'll pay 1 for him. 2 for him. For my Hammersmith, taking back the top. So we'll look at all cards in my discard, taking back the top attachment, which just happens to be a healing herbs. Goes back in. I'll then play that for free. Just in case I get a discard of questing, it has to go on a law character, I'll put it on him. So that way if I have to discard a card or an attachment from an effect, I can take it off a questing character, I can take the healing herbs off him. So I'm going to put that on there. I don't really need it. I've got 1 here, plus I've got my 6 healing here. I'm pretty comfortable with my ability to go. Beginning, before I go anything else, for 5, I'm going to play him. So For 5. Gandalf out. What effect do I want? Draw 3 cards, 4 damage, 1 enemy in play. Wow. I could do the enemy in play and put 4 on him. I don't really have a lot of attack. So that's interesting. Okay, I think I'll try that. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 onto the Watcher. Even though he's regenerate, I'm praying I don't get a tentacle here. Whoops, questing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, still got 5 left. Still got this card, so it's all looking good. Throw Gandalf in. Here's my backup plan to get through this. Throw him in. So lots. Feel a card. Please don't be a tentacle. Please don't be a tentacle. Bastard! Alright. And it's a Thrashing Tentacle. When Thrashing Tentacle is attacked, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If the card is a shadow effect or is a tentacle, enemy deal the damage from the attack to one character and attacking player controls, ignoring defense. You bastard. So 2, 4, 5. Grr. Versus my 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to 5. So that's 8. So all progress that would normally go on 2 Doors of Durin goes on here. So 8 extra go through. So I have more than enough than I need there. I just need to either get rid of Doors of Durin to get my 3 victory points or kill him. But I can't at the moment because of this. I can't travel to any of these locations because of this. So I'm sort of stuck with it. Alright. I'll then engagement. He will engage. I can't optionally engage him because I have a tentacle in play. Shadow. I'll remember to hold the right key this time. Come on. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'll use my 2 Dark Knowledges to look at these. Not going to do anything. Glad that tentacle's out of the way. Okay, so I can take them both undefended if I want. Then I've got to take 3 damage on him anyway. What I'm going to do, I'm going to declare him as a blocker against the Black Hurricks, which does 1 damage. He already has 1. It's 2, which kills him. Just to clear that out of there. Resources really aren't my issue at the moment. Then I'll take this one undefended, so the 3 damage comes through. So 1, 2, 3. And I really need to get rid of this guy. So I'm going to, so 3 damage comes through, sorry. Starting to think ahead before I finish the current bit of my turn. 3 resources on him. None of these guys have got attack, so exhaust those 3 to heal him. Then I'm going to exhaust him. Let's have a look at the top card. So the top 1 card. Okay, it's not a tentacle. So that's good. Means I can attack him without... Not really going to do much. I'm probably better off... Jeez. Mountain Warg. Do I have an M? Nope. Okay. I'm probably better off leaving that there. And that way at least it's not another tentacle. What would happen? Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Screw it. Okay, enter the combat phase, 3 damage. 3 resources. Exhaust these two to heal him. I sort of have some time because this guy's not really doing anything, apart from the fact that my threat's going up by 1 every turn. So, everybody readies. Threat goes up. Everybody gets a resource. I draw 2 cards. There's another plate. And some more healing. Yeah, like I needed that. I need Gloin. I need to be able to draw some more cards. Yeah. Well, might as well because I've got the resources. Chuck another plate on him for 4. Might as well put her out. Taking 1 off there as an action, putting it on him, then 1, 2, 3 off there to put her out. Man, oops, sorry, he was discarded at the end of the turn. Wow. Questing, I don't need to commit a lot. Oh. So there's 3 plus the Warg. 4, 5, so 4. I'll just throw those 2 in. Reveal the card. Lo and behold, it's Mountain Warg, so it's 2, 4, 5 versus my 8, so another 3. Would normally go through onto Doors of Durin, but in this case go through here. Engagement. He engages. He can't because he's still here. Damn you. Shadow cards. So what's my 2 Dark Knowledges? Oops. 2 Tentacles. Glad I got both of them off of the deck, so nothing. Okay. Sorry, he's regenerate 2, so he would have healed 2. Beginning of the turn. From the Warg, I don't need the resources. Sorry, from the Tentacle, I don't need the resources there, so I'm going to throw him. I'm going to block him with my Gondorian Spearman. So 3 comes through. He takes 1 damage when he's declared as a defender. He dies. Take this one undefended on him. Apply the damage. Then exhaust those 2. Whoops. Give him the resources. Sorry. And then heal him the 4. Okay. I'm gonna exhaust him to look at the top card. It is a tentacle. I might as well get rid of that. And I can give myself another couple of resources. Well, I'll just attack here. F9, I'll attack to do 1 damage. We'll reveal a card. Oh, it's a tentacle, so the damage goes on someone else. Put the damage on there, give him a resource, exhaust him, heal the damage. Okay. End of the combat phase, 3 damage on someone, goes on there. Exhaust that, exhaust that. Oops, sorry, 1, 2, 3 resources. Exhaust those 2 to heal him. And threat goes up by 1. Man, this is getting repetitive. Everybody readies. Everybody gets a resource. Resources really aren't an issue. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's good, but it's still not going to get rid of him. Damn it. I might look for the alternate win. F9, let's look at this card. Wrapped. Yeah, not a lot of W's. Okay, so I need... Okay, so wrapped is... Okay, so combat, I can exhaust someone to get rid of that. Okay, that's cool. So, questing. I know there's still only going to be 3 there with nothing else, so... Really don't need to exhaust anyone. I'll do these 2. Okay, wrapped. So reveal a card. Oh, it's wrapped. They can go on poor old Biffa. So he can't exhaust. Alrighty, Shadow. And then exhaust these 2 again. Whoops. To look at that and that. 2 more tentacles, always good. So... I'm going to let that go through undefended, so that'll be... Four damage, 4 resources, exhausting her and her to remove the damage, and then Bilbo. He's going to exhaust to take this attack. Which is 3 versus 2 defense, 1 damage goes through. So he takes 1. And then as a combat action, I'm going to exhaust him to discard that. And then I'm going to try and attack with these 2 against the tentacle. And lo and behold, it's a tentacle. Jeez. So the 2 damage go onto a character I control. I wonder who that's going to be. 2 more resources. Sheesh. And into combat. Okay, 3 damage goes onto a character I control. So 1, 2, 3. Another 1, 2, 3 resources. I'll exhaust her for 2 to heal 2. I'll exhaust him to heal 1 from Bilbo, 1 from him. I'll exhaust him to heal Another one from him. Wow. Dear Mother of God. And, man, this is getting annoying. Everybody ready? I gotta get rid of that damn tentacle. I can see myself threatening out in this game because I couldn't get this one tentacle out of the freaking staging area. I need a Gandalf bomb him. Okay, everybody ready? Everybody gets a resource. Draw 2 cards. Another plate? Jeez. Wow. Still haven't got the card I need. Still can't get rid of this guy out of the staging area. Alright. This is getting crazy. So I'm going to pay 4. I'm going to plate, believe it or not, Bilbo. So he's got more hit points than you can poke a stick at. I'm going to put out Bjorn for 6. I'll look at all my discard cards and look at what is my top attachment. Don't really need that, so I'm going to hang on to this guy just in case. Man, this is ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to exhaust him. Look at the top card. Ill purpose. Huh, that actually works for me. Dear God. Raises him a threat, gives me a chance to kill him. That is freaking awesome. That's awesome. Alright, so I'm going to let that come through. Questing. What do I need? 3. Screw it. 1, 2. That's all I need. Quest. Reveal. When revealed, all enemies in the staging area engage the player with the highest threat, which is me. Then each player raises his threat by the total threat of all cards. That could be 2, 3. That's going to be 7. Sorry, he heals too. He heals. Right. Maybe I shouldn't have let that go through. Let me have a think of that again. I just didn't read it all. All cards 3, 7. So that'll take me to 48. Man, do I need a Gandalf. 48. But I only need a total of... I need 16, so there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to be short. Kidding. So, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sneak attack him in. 16. Oh, 16. That is awesome. Alright. Wow. I'm only going to do it just. Okay, so yep. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My threat goes up by 7. So it's 41 to 48. That goes. He engages me. Alright. Shadow cards. Alright, so... Alright, so I'm going to look at 2, so I'll reveal his, meh, and his. It's easy, so I know I can let those 2 go through. Alright, so he's got a total of, at the moment, 4, 8, 12. So he's going to take 5 and go to 6. That's fine. Reveal that, so I'll let 2 resources go, or 3. That goes. Goes through undefended, so 5 damage. 6. So he goes up by 5. And then, so he's got 12. He does 3. I'll let that go through. Yeah, I'll let that go through undefended. So it goes another 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Another 1, 2, 3 resources. Man. I'll then, before I do anything else, exhaust her, and her to heal him 6. So and I'll let that go through undefended. Nothing, so that's 4. So I'll take another. Christ. I don't need the resources. We're taking on Bilbo. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, screw it. What the hell? The whole purpose is to generate resources. Taking in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ridiculous amount of resources. Okay. Combat action I'm going to play. Let's just get rid of some stuff. So I'm exhaust him for 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to kill the mountain warg. Exhaust him to attack this dude. Well, I really need to. Yay! Goes through, 2 damage, he's gone. Finally. Then I'm going to pay 5. To ready everybody. Just exhaust those again. And I'm going to play 1 to sneak attack in him. I suppose I could use that as well before if I wanted to. So 1, that goes. Whoops, wrong pile. That goes, and then we'll attack for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'll use his action ability, to attack, and give him +5, so that's another 8, 16, so he's 7 defense, from 16 leaves 9, does 9 damage. The Watcher dies, goes to my victory display, I get 3 victory points, and I win the game. Yay. And if I wanted to, I could have healed him again. There you go. Anyway, interesting deck. Something a bit different. Not the sort of deck you see played all the time. It was good fun. Just a bit different. Really needs a little more oomph, I think, in there. Just a little bit more combat to take advantage of some of these resources we're generating would have been nice. Since he is a leadership, maybe a couple of... I know Faramir's in there. Maybe something else that's got a little bit more punch in leadership. Maybe, who knows. But anyway, it was pretty good. It worked pretty well. The couple of extra cards I put in really didn't come into it too much. So they're in the last of the cards. Oh, there it is, the very next card to come out. Hardy Leadership. Each dwarf gets +1 hit point. Would have been pretty cool. And there's Gloin, he would have been handy, and Gandalf second to last. So apart from the Gandalf and this, so that's another option too for this deck is the, because you got plenty of resources, maybe put in 1 or 2 copies of the new Gandalf when it comes out from the Hobbit deck. So you've got some sustained questing, so an extra 4 willpower to quest, and then if you pay the 2 threat, you've got an extra 4 attack, 4 defense, and 4 hit points, which you can soak up some damage if you need be. You know, if you've got a really nasty attacker, then that 4 defense, 4 hit points can soak it up, and with all the healing in here, you can heal him back down again. So that'd be something I'd probably look at when the Hobbit comes out, is putting the new Gandalf in. I really didn't use much except for the deal 4 damage Gandalf bomb, but you know, I'd probably more inclined to go for the sustained Gandalf, I guess. And you can drop the 3 sneak attacks out there, and that gives you 3 more card slots you can drop something else into. So that would be a potential change I would look at with this deck. There are some other things I thought about. I hate to say it, but you know, Elrond. The new Elrond would fit into this deck perfectly, mainly because of his ability to give that extra +1 healing. So if you can imagine, these 3 daughters are all healing for 3, so you know that's 9 healing there. These guys are healing for 2 and 2. If you're using Gandalf in here, then yeah, that's a bit of extra healing you can do on him. So you use him as a buffer. He takes a few damage. You're always taking damage on Gloin, so you can use the Wardens to do 2 off a Gloin and 2 off a Gandalf. So that's pretty cool with Elrond in play. And the other reason, as I stated earlier, is that your heroes at the beginning are pretty thin apart from Gloin. So if you want to allow undefended attacks to go through or anything like that, having a character with only 3 hit points and 2 hit points means that if you get 3 damage come through undefended, you know, because you got a bad card draw, you know, you can have a 1 attack enemy go, take it undefended. The shadow card turns out to be, you know, +1 to attack, +2 to attack against the first player. Solo, you're the first player, or the last player. Solo, you're the last player. Then you got 3 coming through. If Gloin's already got some damage on him, he's going to die if he doesn't have plate. If not, you have to suck it up on someone else, and these other 2 heroes are paper thin. So, need to be careful there. But yeah, once you get some plates and stuff on Gloin and some healing out, you're not really too concerned about the bonuses to damage. Yeah, the bonuses to damage shadow effects. But you know, you've got to get the plates out to start with, so you know, got to be careful. Early on in the game, you've just got no fat to play with, particularly if you get a couple of cheap enemies out. Anyway, good fun deck, interesting. That's how it works, or that's how it worked when I played it. One of the things you didn't get to see was, you know, using the... didn't really need to use the healing herbs except for that one time, but as you could see, if I wasn't attacking to kill the Watcher this turn, I dropped my ready ability, or I could have used Bilbo, exhausted him, got rid of healing herbs, healed the damage all off of him. You know, it just gives you so much more flexibility, particularly with something that's plated. And the you know, these couple of chaps here, the Hammersmiths, getting those back, which you can then immediately play. the next turn is quite handy. And because Bilbo, has no willpower, he's not questing, he's not really in this deck to quest. He's there to be that buffer once you get Song of Mocking out. That buffer, if you do get something that's a little bit big, needs to be defended just to suck a couple of damage off of it before you put the damage through onto Gloin. Then you can do that, and him having 0 willpower from the Dark Knowledges really doesn't take into effect. So if you reckon Dark Knowledge is crap, as you saw in this deck, it worked out really quite well, at least in this playthrough. And it's worked out reasonably well in other playthroughs too, even though I've only had one in others. That ability just to know that I can successfully take an undefended attack, and then thinking that, I can heal Gloin, and then if this next attack, which the shadow card I haven't seen, does buff up a little, or it says, it's undefended, knowing that, because the first one's not buffed, I can take it, heal Gloin, and then take another one that's potentially buffed. Really does help out. So even one is quite advantageous. So not a card I'd put in most decks, but certainly for this one, which revolves around healing and sucking in undefended attacks, works reasonably well, at least against this particular encounter it did. Anyway, that's it, folks. I'm off to Gen Con starting tomorrow being Tuesday. Get there Wednesday, pick up all my tickets and stuff, and hopefully I'll be catching up with some of you people there. By the time some of you see this video, hopefully we've already met and played a few games at Gen Con. And to Sirprim, aka Sebastian, nice deck, I like it, good fun, something different, uses a few really cool cards that play well together. As I said though, Elrond, mainly for his buffing ability of the healing, would fit into this deck nicely. And obviously if you throw Vilya in, once you pull the sneak attacks out, put some Vilyas in, drop in drop in the new Gandalf, and that could help out as well. It gives you some more options anyway. You don't have Spirit, so you really can't use the Unexpected Courages or Light of Valar sort of cards to ready him. But maybe if you wanted to, you could probably drop out one of the Song of Battles I put in. Put in the Spirit Song, given that you have the 3 minstrels, which allow you to go through your deck and get them. So you could potentially get that combo going if you really wanted to. But you're starting to shift what you're looking at with this deck a bit. 13 for his starting is pretty high, but with the 2 9s it's at 31. Means most enemies are going to gauge you straight off the bat, but you're generally looking to do that anyway and suck up the damage on this chap. And having Elrond with that 5 hit points plus some defense. Is he 5 or 4? Jeez, I can't remember now. Sorry, 4 hit points, but with that 3 defense, it gives you that sort of buffer. Something to think about, but as it plays quite well. Anyway, that's it from me again, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.